Right, everybody, we're back. Manchester United versus, I'm going to call them Paok. This is the preview ahead of the game. We were talking about Ruud's tactics and what you must do going into this game. Paok and what they add to the game. And ultimately, listen, it's a game where, on paper, this was probably after Fenerbahce, after Porto, was probably the easiest round of fixtures we're going to get. And listen, Paok, they're a team who haven't won yet in the Europa League group stages. They are struggling themselves, although they are very, very good in the Greece League. But again, the Greece League is not the Premier League. I'm gonna predict an easy game. Listen, Paok are actually lower than Manchester United in the table. They are 30th out of 36. They've played 3, drawn 1 and lost 2, -3 goal difference. Whereas you look at Manchester United, we played 3, drawn 3, with a 0 goal difference. Listen, this game is a must-win game, and Ruud must get it right. I think he must rotate the squad. There's certain players that have to start this game. There's certain bits of rotation that I would make that I think fit this sort of game. Listen, it's an easy game for Ruud, and obviously he's not going to say that. But when you're coming up against an opposition like this, you expect it to be 3-4-0. But I'm going to delve deep into the predicted team and give you some tactics and stats to look out from Paok. So, listen, Paok this season scored 17 goals per game. They average the most goals in the Greece League. They don't concede many goals either. But you look at this sort of game, they're a Premier League side. We should be dismantling this team, to be honest with you. Let's not give them any disrespect. Yes, they might have scored more goals than we have, but I think it will be an easy game now. Let's dive into the team news now. We don't know who's going to return. Malacia is back in first team training. Yoro, we heard, is going to be back for Ruben Amorim's first game. Mount, he's back in first team training but won't have a part to play in this game. So we are getting players back, and that obviously only does help Ruben Amorim when he does come in to the team to kind of make that decision who starts. Because obviously the players like Malacia, Shaw, Mount, Yoro, who didn't really play much under Ten Hag and haven't really played much this season, they're going to want to prove a point in any opportunity they do get. And obviously Yoro in the back three, maybe he starts. But listen, that's not to talk about now. Right now, I'm going to talk about the predicted team ahead of the game against Paok now. Listen, it's a very, very simple game. If United create chances, which I think they will, they must convert them. It's not that difficult. I think United will dominate possession in this game. We'll have more shots. And it could be a similar scoreline to the Leicester game in the Cup. But I'm hoping it is because, listen, if we lose this game, it's honestly embarrassing. There's no excuses not to win this game. I don't care if Ruud's an interim. I don't care if there's any other factors. This is a game United should be winning. They were a Greek team coming to Old Trafford, and it's a game we should win. Now, you don't underestimate any opponent, but on paper, this should be a game United win. Now, let me get into the predicted team now. I don't think people are going to disagree with me here, but I'm going to keep Andre Onana in goal. I think I wasn't happy with Bayinda, and you got to rotate, but listen, under Ten Hag, and I'm not really talking about that anymore, but Onana started every game possible. And I want to see that happen. Listen, yes, it's nice to give Bayinda minutes, and you could see that happen. But this is going to be my predicted team, and I think Onana will start. Now, in terms of fullbacks, have to make rotations. I actually wouldn't mind putting Harry Mas to make his debut in one of these sort of games. I think you want to rest one of Delo and Mazraoui. I think that's the best thing to do. So what I would do, I'd go with Harry Mas at left back. The centre backs for me would be Lindelof at left centre back. I think a Europa League game like this is perfect for him. And next to him, Johnny Evans. I think you need to rotate the centre back partnership, and that's what I would go for. Then on the right, listen, one of Delo and Mazraoui. I'll probably go with Delo in this game. Now into midfield. Again, we don't really have many options to rotate. Listen, Mason Mount's coming back, but he's not available for this game. We really do have, Toby Collier's out injured as well. We literally have to go with Ugarte and Casemiro. And I think that's the midfield he would have went with anyway. I think you had that defensive cover. It was Ugarte's best game against Chelsea. But again, it's a game where you expect him to ease into it and have a typical good game. Casemiro alongside him will obviously massively help with the experience side of things. And you're looking at a game where United should be on the high press, should be creating a lot of chances. And I'm hoping we can do that. I think Casemiro he can get up the pitch and really have an impact in the attack. That'd be my midfield. Obviously, Bruno's not going to get rested, so Bruno would go into the team in that 10. Now, listen, one thing Ruud must do in this game, he must start Amad Diallo. At all costs, start Amad. Whether that's on the left, in the 10, on the right, wherever, he must start this game. If you look at Garnacho's performance against Chelsea, it was horrific. It was nowhere near good enough to standard. And to kind of send a message to Garnacho, maybe drop him. Ideally, in this game, I would drop Rashford and Garnacho, but I don't think that's going to happen. So it'd be Amad on the right. I think Amad for me has been very, very good. Even when he came on against Chelsea, he had a very good impact. I think very, very sharp, very technical. Then up front, I want Xerxes because I want confidence for Xerxes. Listen, although I know he's been getting a lot of criticism, and I have talked about at times him being an issue at Manchester United. Players thrive off confidence, and in a game like this where he gets maybe 60, 70 minutes, maybe gets a goal or so, maybe gets an assist. Remember, in our last Europa League game, he did get an assist in that game. But he just doesn't look confident at the minute. Then reports are saying that Ten Hag didn't want to sign Xerxes, which I thought was a bit weird. But ultimately for me, let's see what happens anyway. Going forward, I would like Xerxes in there. I think we can rotate Højlund as well. We've got not a big game. Well, it is a big game. Big game in the Premier League on the weekend. So I'd like to see Rasmus Højlund come out of the team for this one. And listen, on the left, I'm not really bothered if it's Rashford or Garnacho. For me, I would go with Rashford. I think Garnacho needs to be benched for this game. Yes, Rashford didn't have the greatest performance either. But just to kind of show Garnacho that you're not going to get rewarded even though you do have bad performances. It's a bit of a tricky one, but I would play Rashford. So that would be my team. Listen, PAOK, I don't know too much about them. I know they do have one ex-Manchester United player in Shortire, I think his name is. A youth prospect to be signed to them. He's still relatively young, 20 years old. He's the only player I know. In terms of formation that they like to play, I'm pretty sure it's a 4-2-3-1. Listen, they've got Johnny, I know him as well from Wolves. They've got Dejan Lovren, so experienced players who can definitely have an impact. But in terms of aims of this game, I expect United to keep a clean sheet, score a lot of goals, and ultimately give Old Trafford a good night again. We've seen it last week in the Cup. Against Chelsea, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. And today, on Thursday night against PAOK. But listen, let me know your thoughts. In terms of score predictions, I'm going to go with 4-0 Manchester United. I'm hoping we don't concede. I hope we don't concede. I hope we don't make any silly decisions and give away any mistakes. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy this preview. Like, comment and subscribe as always. And yeah, let's see what happens in the game. But come on, United. This is a game on paper. We literally should be destroying this team. But listen, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe on your way out.